Today I'm doing a video for my friend Dylan, one of my favorite people in the YouTube card community. Dylan's channel is, I think, if I get this right, well, it'll be a miracle, but Double D Vintage Card Collector. And his channel link will be in the description. He's got 500 subs and he's doing a giveaway. And he's giving a really unique giveaway. He's actually hand custom making a card frame so that somebody can feature their card in it. And what he wants people to do is say their favorite card. So in the spirit of Dylan and his love for the hobby, I figured I would kind of go about this in a roundabout way of getting there. That is, sort of maybe gives it more impact, because it's not so much the card as it is the whole spirit of collecting and time and nostalgia and childhood and all those things kind of converging together. That makes, I think this community have a bond and have that shared sort of peak interest. So I first started collecting cards in 1987. Here are some cards that I would have been really happy to get. The first card that I actually got that I treasured was the Don Mattingly 1987. I don't have it handy. I actually want to get the Tiffany version of that. But anyway, so 1987. And then there would have been a couple of other cards in that period that I would have been really after. In New York, got Mattingly, Strawberry, rookies. He has a traded card in 1983, and then he has the Donruss card in 1984, which was the most valuable card that I was aware of in existence. Even though, well, actually, I also even knew then. I knew of the Honus Wagner, surprisingly, but that card didn't seem real to me, and it's virtually not real because nobody really has one except for some millionaires, right? But I remember picking up. So I traded for a lot of vintage cards, but this was the first one that I had that I picked up as a kid that wasn't a trade, and it was the only one of my very few 1960s cards. And I'm showing it at an angle to reduce the glare here. All right, so this card to me was absolutely amazing. I could hardly believe it. This 1960 card seemed so old. And I remember in that same case, there was a 1955 Bowman with the television screen of Hank Aaron as well. And that one I couldn't get. I was priced out. But that card, I could hardly imagine seeing a card that was older than that in real life. I could hardly imagine. It seemed, and this was in the 1980s. So, there's something about maybe the limits of my imagination, but also the ability to really tangibly, think back and trace back and sort of put yourself into a time period. I think I couldn't really put myself any further. I hadn't lived long enough. And it was this card has put me in awe, is what I'm trying to say. I'll flip. We'll do a flip. The only other thing that I really recall collecting that had sort of this nostalgia or this kind of feeling of something being an artifact of history was pennies, and I collected 1-cent pennies in circulation. So I didn't actually have an impressive collection, but I had a bag, and my oldest was from 1929, and that gave me a sense of awe as well. But some years later, this card really pulled me into the time period and amazed me. It's like a little pop culture connection that nothing else could accomplish. except a card like this. So it was hard to imagine having an older card. I saw the 1955 card, like the Bowman, like I said. So the card that I pick, and it's partly because of it's for several reasons. So this is the card that I pick. This is a Jack Barry card. So this is a baseball card. It's an artifact from, I think this is like 1912. And it looks like a piece of art to me, more than any card I've ever seen. This card looks like a piece of art, something that could be like this framed artwork, which is exactly the concept of this giveaway. Is a framed card, framed artwork. And this card also makes me feel that childish awe. It's not a player that, it's a player that I had to learn about after seeing the card, but I liked his story a lot. And, you know, it doesn't really matter so much that it's not a player that I know well. It still is a card that connects me to a point in time and has this really strong feeling, and also it's like artwork. Let's see if you can get zoomed in, how good I can get in there. I think that, you know, with this card, probably the registration is one of the more important things, because the details, if they're off even a little bit, it throws it off. I think, so Dylan, this is my pick. I think this card would look better in an SGC holder. I think most vintage cards look better in SGC holders, but I'm not going to complain. I love this card. All right, so that's it. Awesome contest, man. Good luck, everybody. Take care.